Y'all, today we need to talk about an upcoming feature that is seriously going to change the Crowns shop. So I didn't know this was happening until recently, but this is straight from the devs from KI Live. But they're going to be adding a pity system for packs in the Crowns shop. Now, what is a pity system? You might be wondering. It's basically a way to guarantee an outcome. And I'm sure a lot of people that, have ever purchased Crowns can relate to this. You'll buy a bunch of Crowns. You'll want something from a pack. I don't know, maybe you want Fairy Kai Horde pack. Maybe you want a stat mount. Maybe you want a gear set pet, right? You might open up a pack assuming, oh, I have as good of a chance as anyone getting the item I want from this pack. And then you open pack after pack after pack. You get all these other items, but you don't get the item that you're going for. What a pity system would do is you would basically get stuff from each pack that you could accumulate over time, maybe like a reagent or a token, and you could cash those in for a guaranteed item from a pack. I'm gonna assume that's what they mean by pity system. Now, we've seen pity systems in the past completely change how grindy Wizard101 is. Wallaroo's a great example of that, right? You could farm the Nightmare Gauntlet and go for your Reaver gear and hope that you get lucky enough after that long-ass dungeon to get that very, very specific robe or boots for your school. But you could also farm bosses and get reagents from them and use those reagents to craft the item guaranteed after a certain amount of runs, right? This little Dream Water system completely changed how gear even worked in main storyline Wiz. And if they add a pity system to the Crowns shop that is anywhere close to as good as that, it will completely change the way the Crowns shop works. I think obviously this is one of the most needed quality of life changes, because when we're talking about Crowns, we're not talking about just something that you could get easily. This is in real life money. And not only is it in real life money, I think the very important detail is that this is a currency that you use dollars on, right? You use real money on a game that you also pay membership on just to unlock zones, right? Considering that for a lot of people, it's a secondary form of payment, for it to be as predatory as it has been with packs is a little crazy. And I'll give KingsIsle credit where it's due. I think for a lot of people, these aren't as bad as they actually used to be. Why? Because yes, you could open up packs for gear, but there's no such thing as a gear set that you can't actually also farm for. That's something that they've completely changed on over the past few years, right? If you consider raiding as a valid form of grinding for gear without paying, then there's no such thing as at level 170, gear that you can get from a pack that you can't also get from another source without using Crowns, without the RNG of getting screwed over by opening a bunch of packs, not getting what you want. But I still think that the reality has to be acknowledged, right? This is something, as someone that could raid, I already do, right? I open up packs for raid gear all the time. As time goes on, there's going to be more and more people that play this game that are going to be real adults with other time commitments. Sometimes it should be very logical that if you have Crowns, but maybe not the time, maybe there's a way to, streamline you getting the gear that you want. Now, while KI Live did confirm that they've submitted, game design documents over this to product, and therefore it's something that we can expect, we don't know the real details of this. And I thought I would, maybe give some feedback on my personal issues with the Crowns shop. Maybe, y'all can share it too in this video. One, what I hope is that every single pack eventually can drop a reagent guaranteed, where if you open up enough packs, you can get enough reagents to maybe go to a crafter and get something from, the pack guaranteed. Right? I hope that's what the pity system is. I don't really want anything that's not guaranteed. Anything similar to the Dream Water system that we already have would be great. So for example, right, maybe, instead of just 7 items, add an 8th item to the fanciful Fairy Kai Horde pack. And maybe each pack, drops a fairy token, and, you could cash in 10 fairy tokens to get maybe the Fairy Kai ice boots that you want on your ice wizard, right? I hope it's that simple. I'm not sure what the numbers would look like. They would obviously have to look at what they want you to spend on average to get an item to the point where they can make a profit. It's also not predatory. I hope they find that. I really, really hope they don't stop there, because I feel like a pity system, while yes, it's like a protection against you spending, too much crown, I think they could use, this opportunity that they're, making to change how packs work, change how Crowns purchases work. They could use that opportunity in the opposite direction too, in my opinion, and incentivize Crowns purchases. The only real incentive you have to spend Crowns right now is the Crowns reward system. So basically, while a Crowns reward, a time period is happening, if you spend a lot of Crowns, you basically get a lot of items, including things that are really cool, additional character slots. Now, I think these are fine. I think they've really calmed down with these. These used to go a little crazy. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of Crowns, but I still feel like this is so incomplete. Why not add a way for you to like open a pack and have a small chance of getting something like a loyalty store token, right? You have this entire system where you can get a bunch of tokens if you're a member and open up, you know, various things for free. Why not just attach that to crowns purchases as well? Like if you open up a lot of packs, maybe you could start accumulating things like, you know, tokens for loyalty store, tokens for stitching, which is another token system that they have, right? I feel like they got to start thinking about not just making it so that, you know, packs aren't predatory, but also just increase the number of useful things you can get from packs. For the life of me, I don't understand why they made all of these elixirs into a thing, but they've never made like a horde pack that has even a small chance of dropping something useful like an elixir. I can't be the only one that opens up packs just to like, you know, get maybe, you know, something cool looking, and then my inventory gets swamped in housing items that I would never know what to do with, seeds that don't drop anything, mounts that are temporary, which let's keep it a stack. Nobody cares about a goddamn temporary mount. Remove those from the packs, add stuff that we actually want, and people will feel like the system in general is less predatory, like, you know, like at face value, right? If you're opening up a pack for 399 crowns, on average, the value of the items that you get should be 399. That's why people want a pity system in general. So while I really am happy that they're considering a pity system, I actually think the problem is deeper than that. I think it's a fact that packs generally tend to spam you with garbage when you're trying to get a few unique items, right? I think that's something that they should also fix. Now, the other really big revamp that I'd love to see the crown shop, and this is gonna seem self-serving, but I'll hopefully explain the rationale well, but I think they should add creator code so you have ways to support content creators in the community with your crowns purchases. I don't know what the, you know, the cut, I guess, for the creator in question would be in this situation. And honestly, I don't really think it matters that much, right? Let's say that 0.5% of people that use a creator's code to buy purchases in the crowns, right? Like maybe that 0.5% goes to the content creator. At least it would be a show of goodwill to show that you have an easy inbuilt way to support content creators in this community that are actively driving an audience towards this game. And why do I think that's so powerful? Because I actually think that Wiz in general has a lot of people that, yes, they make regular content like your boy, but some of the greatest content that I've ever seen on this game has been through people that actually don't upload that frequently. They, you know, actually make Wiz content that's more big and project based. And at the end of the day, one really big successful video, while it does loads for the growth of the game, it might not actually like equate to more money in that content creator's pocket. I think that type of content is actually what Wiz needs to grow in the future and beyond. And a creator code would benefit those types of content creators the most. While yes, someone like me that live streams a lot every day, makes content every day, yes, I would probably benefit. But based on the way the content creation scene works, people that are making like gigantic iceberg videos, gigantic, you know, high effort walkthrough videos, things that are hours and hours long, lore videos, right? They're putting hours and hours and hours of work. And I think they would have a gigantic audience of people that would make maybe their first purchase, maybe make some purchase using their creator code. I think it would further incentivize higher quality content. I think that's something that Wiz needs. Hopefully at some point the crown shop will do all of those things, you know, have a good pity system that doesn't, you know, make it feel like you're never gonna get what you want. Make it so that packs are dropping stuff that's better in general, so it doesn't feel like such a goddamn scam at times. And have an inbuilt way, like other games do, to incentivize people to make content on this game. I feel like all of those things are ways that the crown shop could be a lot better. But yeah, y'all, if y'all didn't know at all, I think this is just one of those things that gives me hope. I'm glad that this is actually a priority because this gives respect to the consumer, and I think that's something that's very important for a game like Wiz with such a long-term audience. But yeah, what do y'all want to see with this pity system? At least we know it's coming, but what would y'all like to see? And let me know about the other things that I talked about in this video, the quality of the stuff you get from packs, and something like your creator code. Do you guys think that could work for Wiz? Let me know. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub review, and as always, if somebody hasn't told they're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome, y'all. See y'all soon. And yeah.